नमस्कार, मैं अनीता वर्मा। आज हम करेंगे क्लास 8 इंग्लिश चैप्टर फर्स्ट के क्वेश्चन आंसर एनसीईआरटी इन टेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन। What did the author find in a junk shop? The author found a roll top desk in a junk shop. What did the what did he find in a secret drawer? Who do you think had put it in there? Answer: he found a small black tin box in a secret drawer. I think the owner of that desk might have put it in there. Who had written the letter to whom and when? The owner of the desk, who was a captain in the British Army, had written the letter to his wife. It was the time of war between the German and the British. Why was the letter written? What was the wonderful thing that had happened? The letter was written to boost up the feeling of the wife. The wonderful thing that the letter writer had written was that the soldier of the army from the British and the German came together in no man's land. They greeted Happy Christmas to one another. They enjoyed the occasion, forgetting all enmity. What jobs did Hans Wolf and Jim McPherson have when they were not soldiers? Hans Wolf used to play cello in orchestra in Dusseldorf, and Jim McPherson was a school teacher from Dorset in the west of England. Had Hans Wolf ever been to Dorset? Why did he say he knew it? Hans Wolf had never been to Dorset, not to England, but he knew it because he had read about it in his favorite book, For From the Madding Crowd, written by Thomas Hardy. Do you think Jim McPherson came back from the war? How do you know this? I think Jim McPherson did not come back from the war. It is because the sellotape box has a notepaper on it where he had written that to be buried with me when the time comes. It is clear that he never came back. Why did the author to go Brightport? The author went to Brightport to search for Mrs. McPherson. He wanted to hand over letter to her. How old was Mrs. McPherson now? Where was she? Mrs. McPherson was now 101-year-old. As her mental condition was not stable, she was admitted in a nursing home. Who did Connie McPherson think the visitor was? Connie McPherson thought that the visitor was her husband, Jim McPherson, who had come back from war to greet her on the Christmas Eve. Which sentence in the text shows that the visitor did not try to hide his identity? The sentence is I explained about the text about how I found it. क्वेश्चन करेंगे एनसीईआरटी टेक्स्ट बुक क्वेश्चन करेंगे. For how long do you think Connie had kept Jim's letter? Give reason for your answer. Connie, as I think, had kept Jim's letter for about a year. It is because the letter was written on December 26, 1914 on the notepad. Why do you think the desk had been sold and when? I think the desk had been sold for its bad condition. It might have been sold when the owner had gone out of money for its repair. Why do Jim and Hans think that games or sports were good ways of resolving conflicts? Do you agree? Jim and Hans thought that games or sports were the best ways to establish peace because it creates a sense of coordination, distinct disciplined fellow feeling. I agree to this point. In games or sports, no one dies, nor does it make anyone orphan or widow. Do you think the soldiers of the two armies are like each other or different from each other? Find evidence from the story to support your answer. I think the soldiers of the two armies are the same. They have human feelings and want to enjoy life amicably. They want to establish peace and love. Jim McPherson gives many evidences in his letter. Some of them are the feeling they possess, the food they eat, the game they play, the language they speak at. Mention the various ways in which the British and the German soldiers become friends and find things in common at Christmas. There are many instances of similar activities of the two armies. They come out of their trenches and approach to the no man's land greeting happy Christmas to one another. They bring food and wine from their respective trenches and enjoy them. They play football and talk to another openly. They become friends. There is a common desire for peace among them. They want peace to be established. What did Connie's Christmas present? Why is it the best Christmas present in the world? Connie's Christmas present was the letter to her husband written to her from the warfield. It was brought to her by the narrator. It was the best Christmas present in the world because she took the narrator to be Jim McPherson. She thought that Jim had come back from the warfield on the Christmas Eve to keep his promises which he had made in the letter. She held the narrator's hand in her own, the kissed his cheek. Do you think the title of this story is suitable for it? Can you think of any other titles? Answer: the title of the story is the most suitable for it because the Christmas present that she narrator brings to Mr. Macpherson changes her mental condition. She becomes highly elated. She appears to have recovered fully. There may be some other titles situated to its theme. The mystery of the roll top desk letter from trenches, war and peace, peace at last at 8th इंग्लिश चैप्टर फर्स्ट के क्वेश्चन आंसर। अगर आपको ये वीडियो पसंद आई तो प्लीज़ वीडियो को लाइक कीजिए, अपने फ्रेंड्स के साथ शेयर कीजिए जिससे कि उनको भी इस चैप्टर को समझने में हेल्प मिले। अगर आप चैनल पर नए हैं तो चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कीजिए। थैंक्स फॉर वॉचिंग।